Hey everybody, Bandicoot Commando here, and welcome back to Spyro: A Hero's Tale. Last time, we pretty much finished up everything there is. We got everything done here in Red's laboratory, and then we returned to the Frostbite Village and went up to the secret area, and got to the secret area, and got the remaining Dragon Egg and Light Gem, and it's because of that. We've pretty much gotten everything. There's one tiny percent left, and that's because we have to beat Red. And so today, that is what we will do. I'm fully stocked on everything. And I have a butterfly jar just in case things go wrong, which they most certainly will. I gotta avoid taking a hit for now. This is it, up ahead. Okay, and that will disable. And we're good to go.
Professor, I finally found you. What were you thinking going after Red?
I don't know. I thought I could stop him after you had weakened him. But as soon as I got here, I was captured, locked in this lab. Red's forcing me to work on his new improved army. You know, better armor, extra brain capacity, that sort of thing. Oh, Spyro. I seem to have made things a lot worse.
Hey, don't worry. I'll have you out of here as soon as I heard.
How cozy. So, Spyro, have you returned to fight me again? And do you think I will allow you to win this time?
Yeah, whatever. You're not so much of a challenge. I'm sure I can do it again.
Ah, poor naive Spyro. You obviously don't know that I always get my way.
Uh-oh.
Leave it to me, Spyro. I've got him.
Professor, you just made it worse. Alright, this is it. So, Mecha Red here, we just gotta dodge his attacks. Okay, and then what are you gonna do? Oh, what? Oh. Ooh, reminds me of those times when Mecha Gulp used his lasers on us. Ow. Okay, then he's gonna be shrunk down and put down back to normal. That's your chance to hurt him. I like how he doesn't do a thing to defend himself. Unlike last time, there is no, like, checkpoint thing. So, it's strictly, like, you just gotta do it from start to finish. Although his tactics do change for every bit of damage he takes, though. Or at least they should change. Oh, you got me. Alright, what's this one? Oh, the nodes. This is why I advise you have a butterfly jar. You can easily destroy these. Why should I run from them? You gonna do the lasers again, or are you gonna do the exhaust, or are you gonna try... Alright. What's this one? Nodes. I see the nodes as a good thing. Alright. Final phase. I know he's gonna change his tactics with this one. Because he should shoot missiles at us. Yep, here they come. Shrink, and this time gotta dodge these guys and then horn dive the switch here. Yeah, he takes very minuscule damage from it, so we have to do it a few more times until we can defeat him. Which one will have the... Oh, right near. You know, Red, you could just fight back against these guys. Do your stomp. Overall, Mecha Red's quite easy, just as long as you, oops. Just as long as you know what's gonna happen and you find the right counters to his attacks. Now, if it's like last time, it should be one of these. Oh no, it's further. Okay. This should be enough to finish him. That's it! He's still a lot bigger than usual, though.
I fixed the machine, Spyro, so hold on. I'll finish him off.
Look at you.
Get away from me, you horrid little dragon! Why? Are you afraid of me now?
Oh, no, Spyro, don't do that. He doesn't deserve to get off that easy. I'll take him from here. I'm sure I can find a good use for him in my laboratory.
And that is it. The credits should play.
I can't read that. What does it say? Oh, is it about pudding? Look at all the names. No, it's just the credits. I believe the game is over.
Good. I didn't like it. There was too much talking, and the actors playing the other elders were just plain awful. Oh, sure, I would love a sandwich. Cut the crusts off, would you? I didn't say anything about sandwiches, you deaf coot. Aren't you dead yet?
Perhaps we should just turn off the TV for a while. Good idea.
Make mine baloney.
So, yeah, now the credits are starting up. The thing is, you only get that bit with the elders watching the TV once you've 100%ed the game. Otherwise, if you haven't, you just get this. You just get the credits. So, Spyro, A Hero's Tale. Oh boy. Where to begin on my thoughts with this? Really, it's really a case of where, again, I called this essentially the Crash Twinsanity of Spyro, because it too had different ideas and ambitions that Twinsanity was going to have, but due to time constraints and change and just other development issues, it never came to be. So we just essentially got what we have here in the end. Overall, though, it was still fun because it's not as difficult as the previous games, and there is some good replayability value, unless you got everything in one go like I did. And while the story ain't really too much important, like, it's just your standard, it's just another standard Spyro story. That's why there's a lot of acknowledging and lampshading of a lot of the tropes used in the story, and of course the whole breaking the fourth wall thing. And then of course, if there's at least one thing I'll agree with Astor, is that Jess Harnell, he voices pretty much almost everyone in this game. Well, okay, not everyone, but he voices all the elders. He voices Spyro, he voices Hunter, he voices Red, and I'm sure he voices like a few NPCs. He did a lot of talking to himself in this game. And then you had Michael Gorg doing both, not only the professor's voice, but also, yeah, it's going to show the voice cast here. Let's see. Jess Harnell, Tara Strong, Andy McPhee, Phil Crowley, Brad Alvarez, Susie Blanchy, Michael Gorg, Fred Tattyscore, Andre Segalizio, and Drew Markham. Oh yeah, that's the thing, the music composers. There's 4 guys who did the soundtrack, and it's weird to hear one soundtrack from another in this game, but the soundtrack's okay in some places. Okay, I believe this will take us back to the menu. Oh no, it doesn't. But we're done. That's it. Now we have 100%ed. It's good to be home. Oh, Nanny, she won't say anything, but still.
Oh, Spyro, you're so clever. You found all the dragon eggs. How can I ever repay you?
Oh, she does. Okay, last time I talked to her, she didn't say anything in regards to finding all the dragon eggs, but let me speak to her one more time.
Oh, Spyro, you're so clever. You found all the dragon eggs. How can I ever repay you?
Alright, well, that's it. Well, that's just about it, really. Oh, you know, I'm curious. I want to make this quick. I'm going to jump into the professor's lab and see if he says anything else. He probably won't, but let's test it to find out. Alright. Oh, wait, it's this way. Alright, and now jump here.
Spyro, you found the secret.
Yeah,
entrance
same
to
as
my
last
lab.
time.
Well, I'm busy right now, so let me show you the not-so-secret exit.
Alrighty, well, we did our part, though. We've done our part. We're pretty much done. Moneybags, you got anything else to say now that I'm done?
You already bought a lockpick. Why don't you use it to get some more gems to spend with me?
Alright, well, that's about it, yeah. So, I said I'd show off some stuff, though. So, to do that, we gotta go to the main menu. Okay, so while we're doing that, I gotta get my notes ready for the development issue of things. So, extras, unlockables, the model viewer. Oh, whoops, whoa, whoa, whoa. So, alright, there we go. Use the right stick to adjust. I think there's... No? Alright. Zoom in and out. So, yeah, we got good old Spyro here. Hunter. Sergeant Bird. Sparks. I'm pretty sure this is Sparks' model when he's flying in the mini games. Blink. The Professor. Moneybags. Elder Thomas. Nanny. Which, speaking of which, Nanny, so the game refers to her as Nanny, but in the manual, she is referred to as Miss Shoutfire, which is meant to be a reference to Robin Williams' movie Miss Doubtfire. Zoe. Ember. Flame. Yeah, look, see, he's Spyro in many ways, but he's got differences other than color. Like, look at the snout. The snout's the big one. Fredneck. Mountain goat enemy. Yeah, some enemies will be viewable through here. The pygmy tribesmen. You can't really see their faces. Well, partially. It's there. You could vaguely see the where the eyes would be. Otto. Lily. You can really zoom in there if you want to. I believe the game actually refers to these guys as mermaid norks, but I just call them mermen. Balloonarangs. Standard armored nork with a hammer. Phil. Peggy. The Ice Princess, when she's in a good mood. Elder Astor. The Dark Wizard character that Hunter encountered. The critter, little critter guys that you encounter at the end of in the Dark Mines. The Fire Wizard guy, wow, he's got a more human looking face compared to his dark brother. Robo-Nork enemy. The Stone Rock Monsters. Nasty Nork. In Neptune. And last but not least, Red. So it doesn't show exactly everybody, but it shows most of the characters. Like, we skipped Magnus and Titan, and we didn't see Tina. The concept art. 70... Alright, so we got concept of what is meant to be the Dragon Realms. More Dragon Realms. And by Dragon Realms, I actually mean the Dragon Village. This is when the power of the Dark Gems has corrupted it because of the sky. fully corrupted. More concept of the buildings, the way the buildings should be in the Dragon Village. I believe this is Thomas's cave. And there's a dark gem as well. I'm not sure where this is at. It would be, I would presumably say, in the Dragon Village. Cloudy Domain. The Icy Tundra. Or should I say the Icy Wilderness. And then when it's under the influence of dark gems. More of the Icy Tundra. And of course, like I said, under the power of influence of dark gems, the cave system of the Gloomy Glacier. Volcanic Isle during the beginning section of the Stormy Beach. The just within the volcano region itself. Inside the caverns in the interior of the volcano. Then we got the Dark Mines. Which brings us a step closer to Red's laboratory. The shop items, the keychain, the extra health unit, the horn dive shockwave, the double value, the double gem value, and the teleport ticket. The breath ammo and the magazines. Concept of the teleporter to travel between realms and alternative designs for it. A map layout of the where is this place? I can't really read the words well, but this is a map layout though. This is another map layout of some kind. Hunter, oh, so this must be Dragonfly Falls, because Hunter's area, bottomless pit. This actually might be, not so much as Hunter's area, but maybe the beginning section when Hunter teaches you how to glide. Damage meter. This must be some sort of Peggy's. Oh, so this is a mini game in regards to Peggy's Playground. The ball gadget concept. Some enemies. A fish that would spit water. Presumably this would be more of a Sparks enemy. And a jellyfish. Concept of the balloonarangs and the birdmen. Like, they're referred to as birdmen, but I don't like calling the flying Norks birdmen. Concept of Bentley with his ice club and of the Ice Princess. A crab enemy and a hermit crab fodder. Colored concept of Frednick and of Wally. A fire imp and a firebird. A Neptune and a Mer-Nork. Lily and Otto. A lizard creature. I think they are just simply referred to as lizards. And the monkeys are apparently referred to as tree dwellers. What's his name? Magatron? Not Megatron, but Magatron, I think was his name, or Maintenance Tron. Anyway, and Mother Turtle. These three are essentially, I believe they were meant to be concept made by some of the artists' children, and they hoped that they'd be in the game, but we got Rainbow Bear, Felix, and Pixie. Done by Oscar, who was 3 years old, and Felix at age 5. Obviously, though, none of them made it into the game. Peggy and Phil. A pygmy tribesman and a croco warrior. A rock monster and an ice warrior. Seahorse fodder and a rabbit fodder. The shepherd enemy and the mountain goat enemy. Concept of spiders that both Sparks and then later Spyro and Blink deal with. Concept for the wizard and his skeletal warriors. Mean old Yeti enemies and the Eskimos. Concept of red, both sketch and color. Both fodder bats and enemy bats. Blink and moneybags. Astor and Nanny. The worm caterpillar enemy and regular sea turtle. Two of the robots, the drill one and the steamroller one. A storyboard sketch of between In Neptune and Spyro. I don't know if I can read the words that well. Let's see if I can read In Neptune's line. I can't believe I was defeated by someone as small as you. This storyboard is when Aqua's been saved. I can't really read the text that well that's been written. This is concept. This is a storyboard of the Nork that delivers the news to Red that In Neptune's been defeated. A storyboard of Spyro being captured. A storyboard of Red flying, presumably, from what it looks like, he is presumably flying to the volcano. And sadly, this scene was meant to be in the credits, but because I think there are voice lines for this that Jess Harnell recorded, but this scene shows Red, now that he's tiny, in the professor's lab and struggling in the jar and demanding to be let out. Character select. You can now play a new game or load a save game as this character. It will remain active until you reset the console or select a new one from the unlockables. Let's see for sure. Okay, well, it doesn't show up as when you do that, but let's show off Flame, and then I'll switch it to... I'll then switch it to Ember, and then I will get to... Whoa. Well, here we are. Here's the thing, though. When you talk as either, excuse me, as Ember or Flame, it doesn't, it won't switch to their voices. It will strictly stick with, you know, Spyro's voice. And characters won't even react either.
Oh, Spyro, you're so clever. You found all the dragon eggs. How can I ever repay you?
So see? And I wish I can find another... wish I could... Oh, you know, I do know another place that I can test this on. Oh! So apparently their model doesn't change when they're in the ball gadget. Interesting. Well, we are going to Dragonfly Falls real quick. Oops. I should have took money bags to get there faster. Get in. Alright, here we are. We're gonna see, I'm just gonna experiment here. Just to make sure. So if that changed from Flame to Spyro, does that mean that whenever Spyro is talking to NPCs, and you have either Flame or Ember speak to NPCs, does it stick as them or does it change back to Spyro? That's what I want to test. So we are doing this for science. Oh. You know, another thing I could say is that Flame's horns are a little smaller than Spyro's.
Hey, Spyro, over here.
Hey, Moneybags, I'm not Spyro.
Ah, there you are, my favorite wallet.
Does the loading model... No, it doesn't. I guess they obviously couldn't do everything, but it was worth a shot to find out. Alright, let's get over to Hunter and see what the survey says.
Oh, hey! Hey, Spyro. It's good to see you again. You see this cave behind me? Well, it looks like you're not gonna fit through there. Don't you wish it were me?
Yes. He changed back to Spyro! Which means, if I were to go talk to him...
So, Hunter, are you done being awesome yet?
Oh. Okay, so... That is Flame, and I might as well just show off Ember, even though it would be no different. Okay, and there. And let's see Pretty Ember. There she is. Oh, the way her face is when she... It seems more... I hate to say this, but the way her face looks when she's doing Spyro's run, it looks half seductive on her part. So yeah. Of course, whenever you want to take it as canon that Flame and Ember are capable fighters like Spyro, that's up to your interpretation. She's so adorable. Alright, let's head back to the menu. Okay, and let's go, and we're not going to do it, but I'm just going to show it, though. Play minigame, and then from there... you can choose which version of these minigames you'd like to play. And you could do it if you want to, like, see if you can beat the time that you have set on yourself here. Then Sparks. And then Blink. Oh, this one was such a tough one. And it just goes back to Spyro. So, yeah. Ooh, stretch. I'll just stay on the unlockable screen as I now explain the game's development as best as I can. And like I said, I got some of my notes here, and I'm on the cutting room floor. Ugh, all right. So, Spyro A Hero's Tale, the earliest iteration of Spyro A Hero's Tale. First of all, the original title was originally Spyro The Dark Realms, or Spyro 5 The Dark Realms. There is an image of an early logo here, and the logo itself, even the final logo, even went through a few changes. Like, you could see a design difference between not just the Dark Realms one, but you could see the final logo's original design here in this early version until it's now at where it's supposed to be. So, let me get back there. So the thing is, a lot of the concept art that we've seen, some of it, initially, when you get the concept art, the problem with it is that, where is it? Yeah, the only downside was that the images were compressed, but some of the artwork was found in higher resolutions within the press kit disc and, of course, inside the game's design documents and on the website of artists who worked on the game itself. So, I obviously showed off the images of the realms. We didn't see any artwork of the coastal ruins or the coastal remains, and we didn't exactly see this concept art of the stormy beach. Let's see, so we've seen these. Oh, so that one map that I saw was actually a layout sketch for Sergeant Bird's The Island Speedway game. We did not see any of the concept art for Crocodile Swamp, but there are some sketches here. And it was more of a jungle-like environment instead of swampy. And here's another design map sketch of it. And we also, again, we didn't see any concept sketch for Dragonfly Falls, which it was meant to be more cliffside sort of things. It's less hilly and just more like tropical base. And then, yeah, we saw Hunter's section of Dragonfly Falls. And then there was only one sketch that what I thought was the Dragon Village. It was actually part of the sunken ruins. The entrance to the ruins, and yeah. Of course, we saw the Frostbite Village and the Stormy Beach. There's a sketch here of the Molten Mount. And with this, you had to avoid spike logs. Different layout here of the maps. Magma Falls, and then, of course, Red's Laboratory. Okay, and then that. And then, yeah, so I did talk about the cutscene storyboard of the end where Red would have been in the jar in the professor's lab and just be complaining about it. Miscellaneous Art, which I'll actually be able to show this off. There's this art that shows a full sheet of the HUD icons, thanks to artist Henk Nieborg, who worked on the environmental and HUD designs. It not only shows a template for the health boss bar without the icons, but it also has icons for a metal crate and a hornet, which are not in the game. The crate icon resembles the ones that Blink can blow up, while the hornet ones are based on the enemy's Sparks encounters. Basic hazards and a Boss fight against Red in the village. Interestingly, these are, I'll show these sketches here. There's this one sketch that just simply shows Spyro presumably smashing a dark gem, or maybe just a bunch of rocks. So that's all the artwork there. Now, as for just prototypes, there's a lot of interesting some things in the demos and such. Thanks to Project Deluge by the Hidden Palace. God, I love those people. Project Deluge. All I could just say is thank God for the members of that project. Like, it was last, okay, it says it was last updated last year of September 18th, which all I could just say is thank God for the people who work at the Hidden Palace website and just continue to find more betas and prototypes of games. I just thank you so much. And one of them that I know, and well, I don't know him personally, but HW45, he has his own YouTube channel, I believe, and he mostly documented the Spyro games himself. In fact, he was the one who found the very infamous early prototype build of Spyro 3. And I say infamous because of, in particular, the Bamboo Terrence level where instead of the water buffalo enemies, there were tigers instead. But anyway, thank God you guys do such wonderful work on finding so many betas and builds of games that came, like finding stuff for the Xbox, for the Dreamcast, PS2, PS1, the Saturn, even the CDI, and also finding assets and all that other good stuff. Anyway, leaving Project Deluge, the only things I can say about, at least in some of the betas and prototypes, is that Ember and Flame's models were different. If you were to play one of the beta builds and you hacked the game, especially if you hack a beta build where they were not in it just yet, you'd see that they were a different color. Ember stands out because instead of being pink, she was more of an orangish color. And part of that comes from the fact that around that time, before A Hero's Tale came out, I keep saying Red, Ember was in as a trading card in Spyro Orange, the Cortex Conspiracy. And you can also get it in Crash Purple as well. I do believe both Crash Purple and Spyro Orange were released first before A Hero's Tale. And then Red, stop saying Red. Instead of Flame being orange reddish, Flame ended up being blue for some reason. So a bunch of other interesting stuff here is, speaking of Ember, Ember was intended to appear in Enter the Dragonfly. And she was meant to have been, I believe, both an NPC and as essentially she was meant to like fly alongside Spyro in the Speedway levels, but that never truly came to be thanks to all that. And then likewise, according to an interview with the game's director, John Williams, he showed and talked about several things that were cut in development. One of them was actually a fifth hub world. If you were to look through the data of the game, you may find a data string saying Realm 5. This was because Volcanic Isles was intended to be the fourth realm, but when you got to Red's laboratory, it was meant to be the fifth realm on its own. The fifth realm was called the Secret Hideout, but due to time constraints, volcanic isles and the secret hideout were merged into one. There was an unused boss that would have been part of the volcanic isles, known as the Lava Serpent. It was presumably a giant serpent creature that was already existing, or alternatively, Red used his magic to create it to stop Spyro. But until then, it was then split, though. Or should I say when it was merged. This also means that the areas that you go to on Volcanic Isle were meant to be their own areas in some way or form. You were probably meant to be in a beach area. Then you were meant to go further inland into where the village where Tina resides in, and then into the volcano itself. In regards to aquatic levels and such, originally Spyro would have had an oxygen meter when he was underwater. And of course, if you ran out of oxygen, you would have died. However, though, there was a gadget you can acquire called the Aqua Lung, which would have allowed you to breathe indefinitely. This was changed just because, again, time constraints, and not to mention, traditionally, Spyro never had a problem breathing underwater since Spyro 2. Also, with the aquatic levels, there were sharks enemies that were supposed to be in the game, and they would have attacked and eat Spyro if he went outside of the level's boundaries. You can briefly see a shark enemy in one of the trailers of the game. Specifically, you would see it if you watched the Spyro trailer in Crash Twinsanity. There's a small segment of a shark attacking Spyro. The sharks had to be removed because they were difficult to get them to work properly. And one of the bigger ones was that Ember, and by extension, probably Flame as well, they were meant to be considered fully playable at one point, where they too would have unique dialogue from the NPCs. But it was too much work for them to obviously take a moment to re-record dialogue between this, just for a small change like that. Oh, and I also forgot something. There was an area in the Frostbite Village where, speaking of, as I get to that there would have been baby mammoths as enemies. It was cut because of two reasons. One, it was because, for some reason, it was actually causing slowdown issues with the game. But the big one was that the baby mammoths were just too cute to kill. Like, it was so cute. They were so cute, and it just felt cruel to kill them. In which, speaking of, in regards to the mammoth is interesting for the fact that he has some unused animations. While I can't show them myself, you can search it up on YouTube and see his full model, and he has his own unique idle animations of him just doing this and that. Excuse me. This would at least imply that before the time constraints issues kicked in, it was possible that instead of Red, you would have indeed fought the mammoth in the icy wilderness, because he also has sound effects for whenever you attack him and hurt him. But like everything else, everything's been rushed, everything had to be reworked. You can find a lot of unused music and dialogue, voice clips within the game as well. And so, hold on, let me check this out. And will it take me there or not? Oh, so there is a scrap cutscene. So the cutscene with Red in the, yeah, I'm watching it right now. I see. So it seems the cutscene in which the ending on where Red would have been in the jar. It was partially animated, apparently. I see. Interesting. The fact that they slightly animated it at one point. Interesting. I see. I see. Alright, well, I think that's all I'm going to just show off and talk about in regards to Spyro A Hero's Tale, but my thoughts on it in the end is that, really, like I said, people consider it like the twin sanity of Spyro, and I myself don't exactly fully consider it that, but it does have its selection of fans. I personally think it was a good Spyro game, but much like Twin Sanity, it probably could have been a lot better had they had more time to work it out. So before I end it, I want to see something. I want to see the Twin Sanity trailer.
From Vivendi Universal Games, Crash is a loving, carefree bandicoot. Dr. Cortex is an evil, uptight scientist.
Like the fleas in your fur, I keep coming back.
But when these two opposites are forced together,
I'm stuck!
the fur is gonna hit the fan. They'll fight the bad guys. They'll help the good guys.
If you rid my land of these pests, I'll give you this power crystal. I'm an evil scientist. What do you expect?
And together, they'll fight the greatest horror the world has ever known.
How are you fool? Before the awesome might of the evil twins.
Out of ammo. You have to help me, Crash. You heard them. They want to destroy our island home and steal my brain. Don't touch me!
Crash Bandicoot is Crash Bandicoot. Neo Cortex is Dr. Cortex.
Will this suffering never end?
Crash Twin Sanity. They're working together, but they don't have to like it.
Playtime is over!
Okay, I just wanted to see that. Alright, well, in that case, I need something quiet. The unlockable screen was as quiet as it can get, so, really, that is it. As for what my next Let's Play will be, all I can say is that it will be on the PS3, and we're going to essentially uncharted territories here. We're going to just do some exploring, all in the name of the spirit of adventure. We don't know what we'll find, what treasures we'll discover, or what dangers will lie ahead. But hopefully, we'll have some good fortune along the way. So that is it, and I will see you guys in the next one.
In the Dragon Realms, all is not well. The fallen dragon, Red, is using the dark gems to poison the life of the world. 5 heroes must fight the forces of evil. Spyro, Hunter, Sergeant Bird, Sparks, and the newest comrade, Blink. Now is the time. Let the battle commence. hero's tale. The adventure has begun.